My train market park was chaotic. Buses clustered. Conductors shouted, "Choba!" Water lines. Traders screamed the prices of their goods, and smoke from roasted bole filled the air. In the middle of it all sat Mama Calabar, a mama put vendor with sweet food that pulled customers like bees to honey. But my train market park, Port Harcourt, was about to learn about her secret. Bank workers, taxi drivers, mechanics, even GRA boys all sat together at her mama put stand. No matter their class, they wanted Mama Calabar's food. They said her rice never lacked spice, her soup never lacked good fish, but they did not know that her pot had its own provider. Every morning before dawn, she would walk to a mortuary in Diob. The mortuary attendant will wait for her at the back door of the mortuary every 3 a.m. He gave her the water used to wash corpses, mixed with some powders. He promised that if she kept using them, she would upgrade for a mama put stand to a big restaurant in my tree. She carried it in a black gallon, whispering incantations as she walked home. That was her true spice and the mystery behind her finger-licking meals. At her stand, before the first cock crow, Mama Calabar poured the liquid into her pot from her favorite gallon. The smell of the food carried through the market, hypnotizing even those who had vowed not to eat out. Her stew bubbled, her egusi soup was on point, and by 10 a.m., everything was gone, finished. Customers rushed her food and licked their plates clean. Some skipped their wife's cooking and others spent their last money at her stand. Every day, girls lined up at her stand for job interviews. Some lasted only a week before Mama Calabar would chase them out for the smallest mistake. She would lock them outside of her store because they returned late. On those nights, they had no other choice but to sleep on a bare bench outside. At the end of the month, she always had something to complain about. She would also keep some of them unpaid, but they couldn't complain because they needed their accommodation and daily meals. One sales girl in particular, Amarachi, got it the hottest. Amarachi was a churchy girl and very strict with her religion. She would sneak out of the shop in the evenings to attend evening mass. Whenever she comes back late, beatings followed. She was never on good terms with Mama Calabar, but she had to manage her job. Mama Calabar never had a good relationship with her colleagues in the market. She would insult and rain curses on them and their meals. Whenever a customer was going into her neighbor's stand, she would divert them with a wink. Immediately they tasted her food, they never left it. Other food sellers in the market sat idle, their pots untouched, their envy boiling hotter than the firewood. Still, Mama Calabar's customers formed long lines and queues, even fought over space. One day, she winked and called a customer who had already paid for his meal at Mama Chidera's store. She gave him signs to come eat at her store. The man drove a fine Mercedes Benz. When he refused to eat, she sent one of her girls to package the meal and give it to the man for free. The man ate the food and returned to her stand the next day. When Mama Chidera saw him, she tried to call him, but Mama Calabar rained curses at her, screaming, "You won't eat my customer, Abi? Leave him now." The man sat and ate quietly. That day passed. Back in the kitchen, Amarachi's anxiety grew stronger. She noticed Mama Calabar's black gallon. Whenever they cooked, she saw how Mama Calabar was strict about the girls touching her black gallon. It was a special gallon. She said she preferred to fetch the water in it herself and use it alone herself. She told them that it was a special gift given to her by the person she learned how to cook from. She cherished it, so she preferred to keep it close. Amarachi's curiosity grew into suspicion, so she swore she would find out what made the gallon and Mama Calabar's meal special. One night, Amarachi followed her down Dio's crooked path. She watched Mama Calabar knock at the mortuary door. The attendant handed her a water-filled bowl. Then they transferred it into the gallon. Amarachi gasped, covering her mouth. She had seen enough. Dead body water, she said to herself. That was the secret behind the food everyone craved. Amarachi ran back to the market, shaking but determined. She quickly ran to Adora, who was deep asleep. She woke her up and narrated all she had seen. Adora told her about how she caught Mama Calabar reciting some incantations before pouring water into the soup the other day. Everything started adding up. Being rooted in her faith, Amarachi vowed to expose Mama Calabar. So she teamed up with Adora and they went to Mama Chidera, whose hatred for Mama Calabar grew strong. Together, they plotted her downfall. They swore Maitri would know the truth. Instead of going straight to the committee to report Mama Calabar, Mama Chidera suggested that they come up with a tangible evidence first. The next morning, when the market was busy, in Mama Calabar's kitchen, the meals were ready and customers kept trooping in and out of the stand. Then Amarachi and Adora knew it was the best time to strike. They distracted Mama Calabar and carried the black gallon outside, where Mama Chidera waited. Then they shouted, "Make una come see o, make una come see o. Person dey use dead body water cook for this market." Their voices echoed amidst the noisy market. Within minutes, people gathered, including Mama Calabar and her customers. Immediately, Mama Calabar saw them with the gallon. She tried to dodge, but Amarachi screamed, hold am, she won't run. Now she dey use dead body water cook." The whole market was in disbelief. They snatched the black gallon and poured it on the ground in front of everyone, and the stench filled the air. The crowd gasped. Panic spread like wildfire. People muttered, "Na true." Customers screamed in disbelief. "Na wetin we dey chop like this since?" Some vomited, others cursed. Traders rushed in, dragged her to the middle of the scene, and forced her to drink the water. They told her that was the only way she could prove her innocence. They cursed and spat on her. Mama Calabar tried to deny it, but the evidence was already spilling on the ground. An angry mob rose, but some market women started pleading on her behalf. Then the police arrived, and Mama Calabar was dragged away in handcuffs, her once proud stand destroyed by stones and angry feet. The same customers who licked their plates clean now spat at her. Her magic had ended. Her empire crumbled in a single day. Today, my trade market still whispers about Mama Calabar's stand. Some say her spot should never be owned by another because it's haunted by the spirit she cooked with. Others say her name is cursed. But one truth remains: Port Harcourt will always remember Mama Calabar's spot.